Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Arma. Today we are continuing what is probably the worst streak of luck in the history of my gaming career. There were some things that have happened, and you'll notice I'm nowhere near my old base. And I say old base because it was destroyed. That's... So, keeping intact with what Autodave is doing, we have suffered an incident, or a disaster, if you will, of an attack by some terrorists. They have blown up the old base. It is gone for good. Everything there is just gone. Except for the helicopter, which I was in, and a few other small vehicles that were a little bit further from the base than absolutely necessary, and they have survived. All of my building materials are gone. All of my buildings are gone. So today we are going to be working on getting more supplies. But anyway, yes, we are gathering supplies to rebuild our base. It's not going to be exactly the same because the location in which we're building is slightly different. Oh, an auto hover. What a joy. So this is a gear crate, and I don't know if you have actually used gear crates before, but they're great for building materials. If you're on a server that allows you to buy stuff like concrete, it's usually not cheap at all. This one, in fact, does allow me to buy concrete, and it is not cheap at all. Luckily enough, there was somebody who cleared a gear crate for me, and, I mean, they didn't do it for me. They just cleared a gear crate. They were probably looking for a sledgehammer, which I will be doing soon because my only sledgehammer is gone. I mentioned at some point how easy it is to get junk metal and build using junk metal if you have a sledgehammer. You can just go up to a crate, knock it out, get all the junk metal, and then continue on your way. Junk metal on this server sells for 200 a piece, meaning it's a good source of income as long as you're not taking it from somebody who needs it to build. I have marked over here another gear crate, which is going to be next on the list, and right in front of me we have Firebase Alpha, which is the new base. I didn't want to continue the bad luck by naming it the exact same as the old base, so this is what we've got. We're going to be using this base as the main base. Autodave suffered a very similar attack. I think it was coordinated, and the reason that we're both going to have to start over just a little bit. You can see over here, as soon as I drop this off, that I have a sheep. And I have rebuilt, through some great effort, all of the tools it takes to rebuild a base. So I've got a dirty water container, a refueling station, a water container to fill clean water, a workbench, the flag, and a concrete mixer. The BTR actually survived quite well through the attack. It took very minimal damage, and I was able to fix it up with some duct tape and elbow grease. The fuel truck was far enough away, and the Strider is basically a tank. So I didn't really have to worry about that one all that much. So let's, I wonder who's shooting at me. That's not a good day. Let's pick up this gear crate. Now this gear crate is not cleared, just to be perfectly honest. And you should always clear the gear crate before you pick it up, because you run a serious risk of failure, and by failure I mean death. These Tarus, they've got what is quoted at 200 armor, so that puts it in the same neck of the woods as something like the Strider, but realistically it's much less, especially since it's got the glass globe in the front. I'm gonna call that a globe. It's not actually a globe. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you point your tail at whatever's shooting at you, chances are you're going to survive, but it's not recommended. There we go. Hooked it and auto hover off. Get us out of here. I find on average, if it's not one of the higher level gear crates, that I can actually get away with running about 2 of them before needing to repair. Now your first indicator of needing repair is you're using fuel much quicker than you think you should. I refueled right before I took off, and I've already gone through 200 liters. It's very light, yeah. 2.19 kiloliters left. I'm definitely damaged. Usually the damage shows up on the hook that I'm actually using to carry stuff, which is why very frequently I will drop containers, which is not fun. There we go. Quite a few times I've been flying from the place that I picked it up to back to base and just lost everything because it just drops. It just drops randomly. Let's see what we got. We picked up an axe, some security camera, well, a security camera, and a whole bunch of other miscellaneous building items. Now, in my pack, I need that. I do not need the beret. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Things that can move into there. Good. The more stuff I can take out of my backpack, the better it is, because I can carry a lot more stuff in that backpack, which makes for fewer trips. Bags of sand are huge. Bags of cement are huge. I like to take those usually last. Go ahead and unlock this. Oh, I just immediately locked it. And because it was in the process of unlocking, I've got the ground container open and cannot go into the crate. That's just a thing from having it in the process of being unlocked. I am totally full in this thing, so I didn't even need to be in there anyway. So go in here, and I've got some old building supplies. Don't really need that 12.7 at the moment, but since everything is in my backpack, I can just dump it off in here. I will be buying another box van very soon just for storage, because I haven't been ready to actually build much of anything yet. I've been building up the supplies to build things. So you can expect in one of the next episodes to be another base building episode, and hopefully this time on the base building episode we will not have a corrupted recording. At least that's the plan anyway. But you know, Arma never goes to plan. So we've actually got a pretty good haul. I'm going to build a base similar to the last one, but not exactly like the last one. Like I said, bad luck. But it is going to be mostly concrete. It is going to have tons... Oh. That crate has literally nothing. No wonder they put on there that it was cleared. Well, I'm not going to be building much out of wood, so that's not that big of a deal. Let's take a look at the map and see what else is around. Let's go ahead and delete my stuff. There we go. Occupational Airlines is actually a ferry service on this server, going back and forth between different places. To go from this trader to that trader to the other trader. Comes in really handy if you have recently lost your helicopter, which I have done more than once. The next most useful gear crate is probably going to be on the other side of Zeros. I think I want to do that, but I'm not sure. Let's see what all junk metal that we have and what all we can build. Need to lock that. Do we have much in the way of junk metal? We have 5 junk metal, which is not enough to do much of anything. It may be worth my time to build a light first. Is this even going into my backpack? It's not even going into my backpack. Why is it not going into my backpack? Not entirely sure. Thank you, Arma. It may be because I'm too close to another locked vehicle. Interesting. Let's lock and then unlock again and then try that again. Literally cannot get to any of my stuff in here. Well, like I said, continuing the worst streak of luck in my gaming history. I'd love to show you guys some more stuff, but I think instead of building today, which is what I had planned, since it seems to be bugged a bit. Actually, let's get in as a driver and see if it picks up. Can I get into the inventory here and start adding things? Oh, there's a light bulb missing. Oh, there we go. And it moved on me. Let's see. I want to build an airport lamp. So I have extension cords, I have light bulbs, I need 2 metal poles, 1 metal wire, and 1 box of screws. 1 metal wire, 2 metal poles. See if we can find that box of screws. A box of screws, screwdriver, probably grinder, maybe pliers, I'm not sure. Let's see if we're still missing anything. Airport lamp. Pliers. Definitely pliers. And then we need to set the fire on fire. Do I have pliers? Oh, come on. I bought pliers before... Oh, there it is. Haha! Success. Cannot beat us today, bad luck. Fire. Okay. Now I can get out and start a fire. Do be careful if you're playing with fire here. You can easily walk on top of it and get yourself on fire. It's not a good time had by anyone. Yes! I have crafted the thing that I want to craft. That way when we come back at night we can actually see what we're doing, which is kind of important. Okay, do not need these extra stuff. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. I've got a couple of... I have a duct tape. I need to pick up another duct tape. And I go through a lot of it running these gear crates like this so that I can fix my vehicle. So, just a note. Do not ever be facing a vehicle when you decide to start placing something. Okay. Oop, oop, oop. Because if it decides to, it can and will mess your day up. Because you can push around real world objects with an item to be built. And that should cover the whole area. Yes, I know it looks a little funny. Yes, it's a little bit off from the flag. I like to kind of cover up my flag. On other servers, that is an issue. You have people stealing flags. On this server, not so much. I could potentially build some concrete things, like a floor. But I don't feel like I need a floor. I think I'm going to go with the fuel shed design again. I do. Let's take a look at the cookbook and concrete pad. There should be a concrete pad. Concrete block will work. I have a shovel, I have water canisters, I have fuel canisters, and I have bags of cement. I can get started on a place to land this thing. Okay, so shovel, water, fuel, cement. Inventory. Oh, unlock first. Okay, still trying to unlock. A little bit of server lag there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oop. 2, 3, 4. I do not need the box of screws right now. I do, however, need a shovel, which I have 4 of. And I need, not a water barrel kit. Where's my jug? Water canister, dirty water, and fuel canisters. Okay, that should get me going. And I should maybe really move all of my stuff. Give me just a few moments to at least move my helicopter. There we go, and we are back on the ground. Let's see about building that concrete block. I know I can find it through the bag of cement. Concrete block. Cannot craft this item yet. Concrete mixer. Well, I guess I don't have to be in the place that I want to place it before I start to... Oh, yep, there we go. Pointing at a vehicle has made this an issue. Nope. Let's see, can I point at the concrete mixer? I can point at the concrete mixer to take a look at my inventory. And I'm once again looking for that concrete block. I swear, you guys are going to see this and you're going to laugh at me and say, hey, you passed it like 2 times. I know I passed it like 2 times. It's been bugging me. I can craft 1 of those? What am I short? Oh, because it is a concrete mixer, you can only craft 1 thing at a time. You can hear it kick on. And off she runs. As soon as she's done, she's going to spit out all of the empty containers and the item that I need. Now, this is maybe a little bit less than ideal for keeping everything in one place, but realistically, it makes sure that if you build something that's maybe a bit too big, it doesn't just disappear because you didn't have room in your backpack. I do also want to take a quick look at a solar tower. I know I didn't show this last time, but solar towers are relatively cheap. Let's see, 4 light bulbs, 2 metal poles, 2 junk metal, 2 metal wire, and I've got everything else. I can actually go ahead and build that. Come on. You can. Oh no, it puts it in the fire. Oh no. There we go. That was close. Just a note, don't do that. That's a bad idea. You're gonna have a bad time. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop off my empty canisters. Pick up some fresh canisters. I needed, I think, 4 metal poles. Do I have 4? I do not have 4. Take a quick look again, just to be sure. It takes 2. Okay, 2, 4, 2, 2. Should be 2. That is 1. That is 2. Okay. Should maybe put that over there if it's got room. Need 4. I need... what was it? I think I've got just 4. 4 light bulbs. And it may be quicker to go through here now. Solar tower, and I'm missing 2 junk metal and a grinder. Grinder, and then I need to go find my junk metal. Now I am almost totally full. I need to go ahead and drop out what I'm using as my ammo, because it does actually take up a fair amount of space. Let's go ahead and get the solar tower underway. Boom, instant craft. Now is there room over here? There is room over there. That means I've got room to pick this stuff up. It will behave. There we go. And I definitely want the solar tower somewhere high. The solar tower may come a little bit later after I nail down the rest of the plan. Because right now my build area is kind of small. On the old base, it was quite large. I had spent a lot of money on it. And you'll notice that I have quite a bit less money than I had back before. Because I've bought quite a few things. I had to buy a new cargo van, so everything in there's brand new since the base was removed. I bought a second cargo van because the first cargo van exploded. I had filled it up. I had recorded a small episode for you guys on how to craft things, and it blew up. I have no idea how or why it blew up, but I was standing right next to it when it did, and when it did, it killed me. Luckily enough, I didn't lose anything on my body, but I did lose all of my materials. And the fuel van was a little bit further away, so it didn't suffer quite as much. Let's go grab that other concrete block. Do not need the empty containers, and I will fill those up later off camera so you don't have to deal with that. Apparently I had a few extra tools and stuff. And I can go ahead and grab my other concrete block, which is who knows where, because Arma's got no particular scheme for where it puts things. Go figure. And my idea, as soon as I get my territory radius up. See, there we go. I've got a respectable radius. It's nothing crazy, but it's respectable. Gotta eat. If you don't eat, you start to die. Concrete block. Construct. So I'm going to align it to the grid, which is good. So I've noticed that when I place things, it drops down 2. Well, I can't adjust the distance, so I'm going to have to back up over here and hope for the best. Let's abort. I want to put my back to where I want to put it, so that I can see the things that I want to avoid blowing up. There we go. 2, and I'm going to let it be that tall. Okay, and there's a very good reason I'm going to let it be that tall. Okay, and it drops down like that. That's how it does, and I'll tell you why. Because I can build a concrete ramp, and it looks totally awesome. Can I? Yeah. Okay, so when I place these, they drop down 2, and that's not quite right. That's close, but that's not quite right. Realign it to the grid, and that should be okay. So 1, 2. There we go. Perfect. That is as perfect as Arma will allow them to be. Now, I think if I put up my weapon, I can do a running vault. If I hit the vault key on time, do a running vault and get up on there. Apparently not. Okay, that's not a huge deal, but this is where I'm going to put my helicopter. Yes, I realize that it's really close to that pole. It's really close to a whole bunch of things, but this is going to expand. This is going to be 2 of these blocks is basically a pier box, which they did remove from the game. Actually, it may be more accurate to say 4 of them are, because it is 2 concrete blocks tall. Okay. I definitely will be moving some things around. I'm not dead set on the design of this thing just yet. I'm still kind of recovering from the loss of the last place. It was really nice. You could see it from everywhere. It was fun. I could shoot anything anywhere. And now I'm back to ground zero. But that's a survival game for you. You suffer a loss and you come back, and you come back stronger. Due to some other technical difficulties and the way things have kind of played out, this is going to be a short episode. So I wanted to acquaint you guys with the new location. You saw it from up in the air, and I think it's a good one. It's Let me pull up the map real quick and I'll show you where exactly we are. And I know that's probably a terrible idea for you out there that want to be a stream sniper, but I don't care. At this point, I don't have enough folks that really want to make my day terrible, and I'm very thankful for that. And I would really like to see a couple of you guys in game. If I lose everything, that would not be fun. That said, this server is not friendly to griefers. So if you mess up my day, or if you mess up any of these other people's days, you're going to have a bad time. You may even get banned. I would not push your limits. But anyway, back to the fun stuff. We are over here near Orino. The original idea was to be near Sirta, which is a Bambi spawn. Good place to be. We're about an equal distance from Zeros, which is also a Bambi spawn, which is a good thing. And we're also really close to the terminal. Each of these blocks is 1 kilometer, and we're roughly halfway through. 1, 2.5. So we are, at that half, we are 3 kilometers away from terminal. That's a really good location. I'm not encroaching on anybody else's space. I'm not in a town. I'm not on a town. I'm not around a town. But I am close enough to parachute home, which is a big deal. And another big deal is, you see this orange, yellow, pinkish line, depending on what screen you're on? This is a major highway. And it's literally right down the hill from me. And if you notice, there's some small roads heading that way too. So if I need to go somewhere, I have fuel nearby. I have a good view of all kinds of good stuff. I've got this landmark, which makes it easy to find my house. I've got this road, which makes it easy to find my house. And I'm not handicapped in my ability to get to a trader. Now, you guys don't see a whole bunch of me running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to traders, because it sucks. I don't like doing that. I know it wouldn't be fun to watch, so I try not to include it. Not that I don't want to include you, but because I don't want to bore you. I want you guys to have as much fun as I'm having. And some days it's not all that much fun. And it's not my fault. It's not necessarily Arma's fault. It's just the nature of the game. It really is. It is really just the nature of the game. And nobody can fix that. And really, I'm not entirely sure that I would like it as much if someone did attempt to fix it. So I'm going to take you guys up in the air a little bit and do a pass around my house. So if you look down there, you'll see the main highway. Yeah, I'm a little bit drunk on the way of driving. But I've got that nice road that goes right up to my house. I've got this other road that goes basically right up to my house. And there's my house right there. It's right there. I've got probably the best view out here for a very long way. Okay? And I'm not near anything in particular, but I'm not far from anything in particular. This base is starting to shape up and look nice. It'll look nicer when I'm done. And I love seeing that Firebase Alpha show up. Let's take a quick pass by the military base to show you what it's going to look like on my way home. And I think when we get there, I'm going to call it an episode, because it's starting to get late at night. I've got a lot of editing to do, and I don't want to take too much of your time. Recording, I don't know how long this is going to be after all of the edits, but I'm clocking in at about half an hour right now. And I know if I left it as is, half an hour is just too much time for somebody to sit here and watch somebody else play Arma. As much as I try to make it fun for you guys, it's still not the same as actually playing, you know? That's not a bad thing. Sometimes what you want to do is you really just want to watch some gameplay. But that's not everybody's cup of tea, you know? So anyway, here is the base. This is what it's going to look like when I come in after a long day of raiding, gathering cargo containers, carrying stuff from one place to the next. There we go. And I'm not going to land on the landing pad just yet, because that is not necessarily its final location. I'm relatively certain that I'm going to make it kind of a T shape, kind of like the one from the last base, except not made out of fuel sheds, because I was not a fan of it hopping up and down like it did. That's not good. It would damage me every time I would get in or get out, and it wasn't very visitor friendly. I wanted to be a bit more visitor friendly and a bit more easy to run missions on. Well, anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you had fun. I know I had fun making this for you. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you guys in the next one.